The LNP have cut the school kids bonus and cut education funding, cut funding to local hospitals and cut childcare support. They've scrapped fast broadband and cut low-income super contributions. Now they're threatening to cut Medicare. And there's more cuts coming. They're just not telling you what cuts until after the by-election. I wonder why. Don't vote for more LNP cuts.
Authorised G-Right ALP Canberra.
I'm not a politician. I'm a nurse. I want to save lives, not be in this ad. But Campbell Newman's LNP has sacked so many nurses and midwives, we just don't have the numbers anymore. And I'm tired. For every one patient added to our workload, 7% more patients die. This election, use your vote to help us help you. Remember, legislated nurse-to-patient ratios will save lives.
Authorised BMOL QNU West End.
I'm a farmer, a grandmother and a Conservative, not an activist, but CSG risks the future of our Pilliga and Liverpool Plains region.
And without farms, country towns will die.
CSG and agriculture can't coexist. It's like saying a fox and a chicken can coexist. They can't.
Labor say they'll ban CSG from the Pilliga. What do you say, Mr Baird?
What do you say, Mr Baird?
What do you say, Mr Baird?
Authorised by Auctionitis Surrey Hills.
Campbell Newman likes to talk big. Last election, he promised 4% unemployment. Fact is, under him, it's risen to 6.6%. He promised to reduce debt. Fact is, he's increased it by $15 billion. He promised to reduce the cost of living. Fact is, under him, power bills have skyrocketed. So when Campbell Newman talks about the future, remember what he did in the past. Authorised HSM ALP South Brisbane.
Electricity bills are already high enough. But Campbell Newman will sell our electricity network off for 99 years to the highest bidder, just like they did in Victoria. And the only reason someone buys a business is to make money from it. Electricity bills in Victoria have skyrocketed. If Campbell Newman gets his way, we'll all be in for a real shock. Only a vote for Labor will stop the sell-off.
Authorised HSM ALP South Brisbane.
I took an oath to serve the people of Queensland, and I could not in good conscience stay part of a government that was happy to trade away public trust in its own self-interest. Trust is the cornerstone of good governance. It creates jobs, builds economies, protects the environment. My experience is that you cannot trust this government. It has never been more important to restore balance to the Parliament.
Authorised T. Seelig West End.
When I raised my family, I never asked for a cent from the government. It wasn't easy, but under Mr Abbott, women who already earn $150,000 a year will get $75,000 when they have a baby. How can we afford that? Mr Abbott, I'm on a $19,000 a year pension, and you're giving money to those who need it least. Your priorities are all wrong.
Finally, Australian schools are getting the funding they need, which means every single child in Australia is getting a better education, more teachers, more support staff. But Tony Abbott will take away the school kids bonus and cut billions from education funding, which can mean bigger classes, less teachers, less support staff. Just remember that when you cast your vote, because if he wins, our kids lose.
Campbell Newman cut 14,000 jobs, including people I work with. The local clinic now has reduced hours and the local nursing home is closed down. But to pay for his promises, Tony Abbott will make even more cuts. He's done it before. When he was Health Minister, he ripped $1 billion out of our health system. Queensland can't afford more cuts to our services. Some are being stretched to the limit already. If he wins, you lose.
If Tony Abbott is elected Prime Minister, families will lose the school kids bonus and low-income workers will lose their increased super contributions. And what about those depending on penalty rates and overtime? 12,000 people will lose their jobs, and he'll cut billions from education, including those schools that need it most. If he wins, you lose.